I think it should come as no surprise to anybody that some of the maps in Enlisted are kinda doo-doo. But can we actually do anything about that? Well, we might be able to now. Recently, the map designer or creator, I think, called Snowy W, has been communicating on the Russian and now the English forums to collect feedback for what is good about certain maps, what needs to be improved about certain maps, and what doesn't work for some maps. So, we now have an opportunity to pass on our feedback directly to the map creator, who can communicate with the designers and developers to come up with a plan and prioritize which maps need to be changed and what needs to be changed about them. This is a really good time for Enlisted, and it's nice to see that the developers are kicking into gear their communication and looking for our feedback like officially, rather than just like, oh yeah, just give us feedback, we'll do something maybe, who knows. So, I'll post in a pinned comment and in the description information regarding the forum post, which will be a location for you to give feedback based on what you'd like and dislike about the maps. Now try not to be entirely negative. This feedback does need to be presented in a constructive way, and if you do have a suggestion for how to fix the issue, that is really useful, and hopefully your suggestion is not just delete this map because it's bad, because that's not really helpful and it doesn't help the developers understand the issues, right? Just delete it doesn't really get anybody anywhere, even though there are some things that should just be deleted. Holy moly, it's a German apocalypse in this building. How many men are in this room? Okay. There was a tank. Oh, the tank is destroyed. Okay, perfect. So we just hold back the enemy while my squad captures. Perfect. Good cap. Oh, it's so no, it's not a rally point. It's a radio when a guy's back. So me personally, I think actually the map we're playing on right now, Mountain Pass, is generally a pretty good map. Which is good news, because that's a new map, and they put a lot of time into this recently, so it would be pretty tragic if it was no good. But it does seem like some of the new designs for maps that they have are actually like working quite well. Like we saw with Brzev and with Burma Miansera, like the new maps that they're making are actually like pretty good. So I guess we just maybe just the previous maps we have need like the philosophy from the newer maps applied to them in like a rework. The rework for Werbig Station or River Crossing, whichever, like that area, the Silo Heights maps, which is the train tracks that run through a forest and like a German village, that improvements to that map have actually been pretty good. Those maps play a lot better than they used to. So more of that, please, I guess, as like a beginner feedback for like what's going right. Although they have acknowledged that the this tank is very annoying. I need to deal with this right now. They have acknowledged that the AI shooting through the bushes is very prevalent on that map, and that is something that they're working on, so no need to make any mention of the AI shooting through bushes and fog and walls. They know about it. They're going to try and come up with a solution, which is nice. It's good. That's something we've needed in the game for a long time. Maps like Hurtgen Forest or Bulge are just unplayable with the AI constantly sniping you through foliage. And like what basically happens is that when an AI sees you, it doesn't immediately shoot. It actually like takes a bit of time before it decides to shoot you. But if you're running through foliage, the AI can see you the whole time. So the countdown before they start shooting you has been ticking a lot longer than you'd expect, and then you just get shot through a bush by an AI. And it feels like horrible to play against. So now that's the problem that they're gonna solve there. Dude, I love this M1 Carbine. M1 Carbine is an unsung hero of BR2 for America. Well, I'm actually playing in BR3, but it's still good enough, right? Nothing wrong with an M1 Carbine. It just allows you to play so much more aggressive than you normally would with like a bolt action at this tier. Oof. Ah, you got me. Why did my soldier run out? Anyway. Some maps I really like. We'll start with the good things first, so it doesn't sound like we're just whining all the time about the game, even though we kind of are. Well, I am. I whine a lot about this game. even though I do love it. I don't like it sometimes, it can be quite annoying. Anyway, I'm distracting myself. Some good maps. Labrie. Labrie is a pretty good map. Oh, there's so many Germans here. Kill them! Have I got an AP mine for this rally? Amazing. That'll be a free, like, 7 kills. I just gotta move my soldiers this way so that people can spawn on that rally. Plane bomb overhead, that's probably gonna wipe out my whole squad, unfortunately. It's gonna wipe out the whole, just me and not the rest of my squad. What? Other good maps. Obviously, I like the new ones, Regev, Mancera. You know, when you have to think of things on the spot, it's always difficult to come up with the ones you like. I do like a lot of the Berlin maps. I like a lot of the Stalingrad maps, and I do like some of the Moscow maps. I guess it's a lot easier for me to describe the maps I dislike, which I'll just go ahead and do. Any map I don't really mention, just assume I like that one, or like don't really have major issues with it, and it's not so bad to play on. Maps I can't stand are Fortified District and Quarry. Those have got to be 2 of the worst maps in the entire game, and they massively ruin low-tier Moscow gameplay for Soviets and Axis players. Those maps are horrific. Quarry is just a massive grey zone simulator, and the fog on Fortified District is just an absolute migraine to play with. Like, not being able to see the people shooting you, or the grey zoning tanks, that's a no from me. I like to see what's happening in a first-person shooter game. Visual clarity is pretty important, so I would prefer if the maps had that. What is this game? Dude, this AI is watching for me and insta-kills me when I peek. Is this happening to anybody else recently? I feel like I'm just getting owned by AI soldiers. How can I sneak up on this guy if his AI is just going to insta-kill me? Did it see me through this glass or something? It must have done. It must have seen me through the glass and then been prepared for me to come over the top. Like, what is that? Okay, got rid of this annoying squad. Other maps I hate. Ooh, I cannot stand D-Day. D-Day is a tragedy of game design. That entire fishbowl map, honestly, actually just delete that entire one and just replace D-Day with Versumer. Just rename Versumer into D-Day, because that plays so much better as a beach assault map, like 9 million times better than D-Day. That fishbowl is ridiculous, and don't even get me started on D-Day Reverse. Like, oh man, those maps suck. I would say, generally, for the Pacific maps are very difficult to play. I would say they're not really like bad. They do have issues. The sight lines on those maps are really long, and vehicles are way too overpowered on those maps. Those maps need to be drastically like changed. The ability to take a tank 500 meters away from the action on top of a hill where you can see everything and just sling HE down at infantry that can't fight back at all. Man, Pacific has some absolute stinkers. Generally the campaign is okay, but like some locations are just horrific because of the open sight lines and the lack of cover. And I think that might be a reason why Japan is quite underplayed, is because the maps are very difficult to play because they're not that well designed for gameplay. Obviously, a lot of the maps, in terms of like looks and how they like feel, they are like pretty well done in terms of like this feels like Stalingrad, or this feels like Berlin, or this feels like Normandy or the Pacific, right? They're absolutely amazing on that front, but the gameplay, it's like there's no consideration for it because it's dreadful on some maps. Get some radio action in there as well. Last objective to capture. Guess I won't be building a rally point. Yep, isn't that fun? Like, where is this guy even shooting from? All the way over there. Wow, that's incredible. The grey zone? You know, we just don't need to fix the grey zone in this game. You know what? I'm actually just going to ruin this guy's entire day. I'm just going to call smoke screen in front of him. Wow. Really fun to play against tanks. So yeah, I guess that's a major theme that's going to be occurring for the the map thread is please fix these locations where tanks can sit 700 meters away and shell our infantry. That is just no fun. There's no counterplay to that. Like, the chances of you having anti-tank weapons that are effective at that range and actually hitting the shot with them at that range is just unlikely. I called in my smoke screen. You can see it there on the right of the screen here. Can't see the tank, so I assume he's still sitting in that smoke screen. But that's about the most you can do, is just call a smoke screen on them. That's even if this guy is just on the edge of the grey zone, which actually means I can call my artillery in there. I think it's a bit ridiculous that you can't call stuff like rocket or smoke artillery outside of the play area to get these kind of tanks. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of it, right? Is that we need to deal with these long-range tanks. That's one of our options that we have for that doesn't really work. Actually, I do want this sniper rifle. Oh my god. Give me the enemy vehicle coordinates! Give me the enemy vehicle coordinates! Give me the enemy vehicle coordinates! How about just use your eyeballs or something? I don't know. Anybody else get really annoyed by people spamming for radio coordinates? This sniper's pretty good. Is this a tech tree sniper rifle?
Where do you think you're going?
Or is this like a gold order one or a battle pack? Like, what is this? I don't think I've ever really used this before. It feels really nice though. It doesn't really have any recoil. It's like a gentle sniping weapon. Head shake from bombs. Woo! So realistic. What a marvel of technology. Lord help these helpless sheep who can't hit a shot from like 10 meters away. Like, oh my god, we're popping off. Anyway, so that was just heads up about the forum posting for the map reviews. It's a really great opportunity for us to improve the quality of the maps in this game. It's no surprise, like I said in the beginning, that the maps in this game are awful. There are good maps though. There are definitely good maps in this game. They're not all bad, and I would like to see an improvement with this going forwards. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.